On tonight's Fantastic Four report, our expert panel busy themselves with the art of guessing almost as much as the Fantastic Four do when they review the comic book version of Fantastic Four 21, The Spell of the Hate Monger.
Let's go with the plot of Spell of the Hate Monger. The Fantastic Four are enjoying some downtime when suddenly their base begins to shake out of control. Johnny, Reed, and Sue discover the source is the Thing, who is going full strength on his punching bag after reading news reports regarding the Hate Monger, a cowed rabble-rouser who has been using hate speech to incite xenophobia among the citizens of New York City. Reed tries to calm Ben down by telling him that bigots usually get what they deserve. Not long after, while the Fantastic Four are out of town, they come across one of the Hate Monger's rallies, where the hate monger works up the crowd into such a frenzy that they attack a man due to his ethnicity. When the Thing intervenes to disperse the mob, the hate monger pulls out his hate ray and uses it on the team. The effects are instant, and the Fantastic Four begin to squabble among each other. Pushed by their artificially induced hatred, the Fantastic Four even decide to break up as a member comes to believe that they are better than the others, much to the pleasure of the hate monger. Reed Richards returns to the Baxter building to find that security is fighting with a man in the lobby who is trying to gain access to Fantastic Four's headquarters. Reed is surprised to find out that it is Nick Fury, wartime hero, an agent of the CIA, and a colleague from his military days. After briefly reminiscing of the past, Fury tells of civil unrest and rioting in the South American nation of San Gusto, a country that is important to American interests, and asks for the Fantastic Four's help in quelling the violence. Fury is surprised to hear that the Fantastic Four have broken up and decides to stay behind as Richards goes off to San Gusto alone. When the Pogo plane lifts off from the Baxter building, it is seen by the Thing, Johnny and Sue, who decide to go back to their headquarters to see what's going on. There, they find Nick Fury, who plays on the trio's jealousy of each other to convince them to go to San Gusto as well. The trio and Fury all leave in the passenger ICBM that is launched from the roof of the Baxter building. Unknown to them all, the hate monger is responsible for the unrest in San Gusto and has since relocated there via a subsurface missile. While the hate monger begins preparing weapons for his armies, Reed Richards is doing his best to destroy weapon caches across the country. However, while on his mission, Richards is knocked out by a gas attack and taken prisoner. The hate monger shows his master plan that from San Gusto he can utilize a massive hate ray weapon that bounces off the moon to hit a target anywhere on Earth. Before the hate monger can do more, Nick Fury ambushes him. Caught off guard, the hate monger is forced to give the antidote for the hate ray. While Fury is busy administering the cure to Reed, their foe and his minions manage to escape. While Reed tracks down his errant teammates and administers the cure to them, Nick Fury follows the hate monger to pin him and his men down before they can operate their global heat ray. In the ensuing battle, Invisible Girl uses her powers to get close to the hate monger. When he tries to use the hate ray, Sue ruins his aim, causing the ray to hit his bodyguards. The guards then turn their weapon on the hate monger, gunning him down. With their enemy dead, Nick Fury unmasks him, and they are all shocked to see that their foe is apparently Adolf Hitler.
I'm Jack.
I'm Shades.
I'm Ryan.
Has anyone read this before?
Not I.
I haven't, no.
Well, excellent. Then that means you guys are new to the story. Stan had a very different story here than he's had in any of the other Fantastic Four issues. There's a whole lot more social commentary going on.
Oh, yeah.
I love this story.
We've got racism, we've got government, I don't know if you call it conspiracy, but we are kind of going overseas and doing things, probably not published in the newspapers, right?
We got Nick Fury in the CIA.
We've got Caucasian Nick Fury in the CIA.
Things I like about the story of the extreme villain, the way the Fantastic Four use their powers here.
It was a good story. It's a good read compared to the first few ones.
They're definitely getting better. There's definitely more of a flow. Is that what you're thinking? It's just better written, I think.
You can really see the personalities coming through here.
Oh, yeah.
Especially Reed's big line at the end. He's talking about humanity. The hate monger will never be defeated for real as long as humanity still hates. I mean, that's very Captain Kirk, Captain America.
Yes.
That's the kind of thing that makes him Mr. Fantastic.
Yes. Such an idealistic world back then, This is the 60s. We're going to enter the age of Aquarius and all that.
Yeah, and I love the fact that none of them believed that in America we could have the hate monger would be at all successful. The thing was so ticked off, he's knocking his punching bag outside the wall because he's ticked off about the way the hate monger is behaving.
That's right. So America was clearly a good place.
Thing goes, boy, if I ever get my hands on that hate monger's scrawny hide, I'd really give him something to yell about. And Reed's all, I know how you feel, Ben, but his type usually doesn't get very far in a free nation like ours. So what do you think about that sentiment? Do you think a guy like the hate monger, now of course he has a hate ray, but we're not talking about a hate ray here. Let's take his super Kirby tech out of it. Do you think that somebody like the hate monger could be successful here? So what do you think, boss? Do you think that people would follow a nutcase like this?
If we're talking currently today, I don't think so at all.
Yeah, I think I agree with Reed Richards that, yeah, he might get a few people, but most people, once they see what he's really doing, are going to shun him.
People want to be good. They, for the most part, want to do what's right. The Bible says that all the ways of a man's heart are right in his own eyes. So that tells me that everybody, even Hitler, thought that killing and murder was the right thing to do in his own twisted kind of thinking. We do have people who hate other people. We have people who hate black people and vice versa. You ask them why, they'll give you what they call reasons because they believe that they're right to stand up against this particular race, this particular religion. I believe it can happen, just not as blatantly as the hate monger did.
Well, I think what Reed's point is that he'd never get a majority here.
Yes, that's
because it's
so
too
far,
much of an un-American sentiment.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Stan's getting at, too, because this is not what Americans do. On either side, both the left and the right would oppose this guy.
Right.
What about the artwork here? Kirby's artwork, he has a different inker, George Bell. It makes things look a little off-model to me. Some of the art is really good. I love back end of things. Clothes get ripped off during the fight. I love the Hitler poses that Hate Monger gets.
Oh, yeah, it's right.
But Torch's face, when he's on fire, it looks a little off to me, and I think that's the inking.
He looks like the Dread Dormeru. On the splash page, you see a very demonic-looking.
Well, it's because he's over-inked the eyes and the mouth. In the last issue, the one that you had your unfortunate Tupperware issue with.
It was tragic, but thank you for your well-wishing.
Ryan and I went over the Hulk issue, and you could see Johnny's eyeballs.
Oh, yeah.
And it was not that stark. That's inking. That's a whole lot of black ink. You can see it in there.
Yeah.
Kirby's artwork, I don't think, is well served by this inker, at least in this particular issue.
I've heard the late great John Romita complain that inkers have ruined his work. So I guess that is a thing, isn't it? You could have a great artist, but if the inker is not in touch, then he could taint.
Unless they were intentionally doing it because it's a hate monger thing and they want a distortion.
Yeah.
That's actually a good point. I feel like that might be it, like a distortion on them, because his face does look a little off. If you look at Sue, her face looks a little off.
Yeah.
You're talking about Mr. Fantastic face and Sue's face face, and Ben even on the splash
on the
page.
He looks
splash
a little
page they
off.
do, yeah.
I think it might just have to be like I think that might be that extra touch there.
Kirby might be doing a distortion intentionally because of the subject matter of the story.
Because if you look on the other pages, he doesn't look.
Yeah, because he's
You know,
not twisted
anything like
yet.
that.
He's the
Yeah, it doesn't.
yeah.
you
But
know,
I don't know. The torch thing, he doesn't even look human. He doesn't even have a
Yeah, that
nose.
one looks weird.
Yeah, but I think
He has no nose.
Did you like Kirby's artwork on this?
Yeah, actually, I noticed there was a couple of the pages where he's getting more in depth with them. So you're getting more people in the backgrounds of them, or you're like just in the bigger pages. I guess that like details on the people and stuff like that. So I'm noticing the art is getting much better as time goes on.